All right, and we are back today talking about the Oklahoma spring game and what we saw and give you guys our reactions. And today I am joined by this is the first time I've said it, a former Oklahoma Sooner running back, Jaden Knowles. Jaden, you are a friend of the podcast. You've been on a couple times. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just watching a little bit of NBA basketball. My Knicks have moved on to the second round for the first time in 10 years. 10 years it's been since the Knicks have been to the second round of the playoffs. So a little something to celebrate since the Oklahoma City Thunder aren't there. But
Right.
yeah, I can't complain too much.
My Mavericks aren't there either, but at least I can watch the Lakers. So,
The Mavericks were brutal this year because
man,
you had such high hopes. I mean, it looked like they were tracking the playoffs without Kyrie, and then you get
hmm
Kyrie, and it's like, and then you might lose Kyrie in the offseason. So
yeah.
it was rough for Mavericks fans. I feel for them this year.
I know Mark Cuban's going to hold it down, though, so we're going to be all right.
Yeah, yeah, potentially. You know what? Maybe if you're the Mavericks, maybe you go out there and you try to trade Kyrie to the Clippers for either a Kawhi or a Paul George. Get one of the swings, pair him up with Luca. Bam! Instant
Yeah, that's
championship
it.
contending
That's it
team right
right
there.
there.
And they both play
2011
defense,
all over
so
again.
yeah
Right,
they play defense, so that would help Luca out a lot since Luca doesn't really play defense. So
right.
But yeah, Jaden. So go ahead and give us a little bit of insight. So you got to be on the field, not as a player during this spring game, but you got to be on the field as a spectator. You got to hang out with a bunch of other former OU alumni. So go ahead and just walk us through what was the day like in terms of just watching Kyler Murray be immortalized in Heisman Park with the other Sooner greats, but then also, what was it like to be on the field with just all of those former Sooner greats and all those OU alumni?
Right. The whole day was just full of different activities. I woke up Saturday morning, probably around 8 a.m. We had brunch at 9 a.m. So I went to the Barry Switzer Center, and we was outside in the turf area. Had a nice, brunch. It was a little windy and cold though. That cold front made its way through late Friday night, early Saturday morning. So it was pretty cold out there the entire day. But other than that, it was really great food. I had some eggs, grits and shrimp. The good stuff. Fruits and healthy eating. Coach Mitty couldn't let us eat fat even though we done playing. We still got to eat healthy. And Coach Venables spoke to everybody that was out there, and then we took a group photo, all the alumni and their families. Then after that, we went to the Kyler Murray Heisman thing that was on the street, and that was pretty cool to see that. I didn't get to play with Kyler, but I got to talk to him plenty of times whenever I see him when he's on campus or whenever he's in the facilities. And that was just really awesome to see because growing up, especially being from Texas, he was the best player, the best player in Texas, without a doubt, probably ever. And so seeing that he's an OU alumni and an OU great, see him being recognized in that way was really awesome to see, and I'm glad that I was right there to witness that. And throughout the entire day, it just really hit me because this is my first time being an alumni. I've only been out a couple of months, and OU treats you like family. That brotherhood is definitely there. You can make lots of connections just for having that OU alumni, behind your name. And so once we went to the game began. I was in the locker room for a little bit when Coach Venables got up to speak to the team pregame. Um, but I ended up going outside because I didn't want to get trampled. I didn't have no pads on at this time, so I didn't want to get ran over when they ran up the tunnel. So I made my way out onto the field, and it was surreal, being back in the Palace again, seeing all those fans. I like I said, I've only been out a couple of months, but I miss it every single day, just practicing, hearing those coaches' voices yelling at you, um, hearing those fans screaming. It was really great. It felt kind of weird not having pads on, being on the sideline because I've been out there plenty of times. All last season I was hurt unfortunately, so I was on the sideline the entire time last year. But you just having that weight on your shoulder, being lifted, you don't have nothing on. It feels kind of weird, but it was really cool to be out there with the other alumni. Of course, my former teammates like Eric Gray was out there, Marvin Mims, Braden Willis, Daniel Parker. So I was out there talking to them the entire game. It was really good catching up, seeing what those guys had to think about as they head into the draft. Um, it was just really awesome. And even some of my older teammates with the last staff, like Brian Asamoah, Delarian Trouble Yo, those are my guys. Whenever I was, that was when I was really brand new to the team, and um, I used to go against them all the time on scout team, and that was really good to see them again. And the team, we're just looking at the team, and I mean, they look pretty good. Of course, it's still really early. I was really surprised by that defense. It's not even being surprised because you know who's coaching them. Coach Venables is a great defensive coach, and you can tell that them guys are buying in. They're coming downhill, hitting. Some of those freshmen, Peyton Bowen, yeah, that kid is going to be something serious. I didn't even get a chance to talk to him, but I saw that interception that he had, and that was just, picture perfect. You can't teach that at a young age like that. This guy just played a high school game a couple of months ago, and he's out here doing that on this level, against his own teammates. And so that really stood out to me. Jackson Arnold looked really, really well. I saw that touchdown. Coach Venables marked him down. And, I'm an offensive player. That's a touchdown all day. But he looks really well. I didn't get to talk to a lot of players, especially those younger guys, because I don't know them. Obviously, I haven't been in the locker room since the Cheez Bowl, but it was just really cool to be out there, and I had a great weekend. It was a blast. It was great to see everybody, and it was great to see what the future is in store for Oklahoma football. I'm gonna be a diehard fan. I might be the next Mr. OU. I just being out there just made me realize how blessed and honored it was to just have a part in the transition, and then even with the old staff being there, making all those memories with that Big 12 championship, and just the different games that we won and that we've overcome. It's just great to see the program heading into the right direction. So overall, it was just a great weekend.
Love it. Love to hear it. So you got to actually talk to Kyler Murray, or at least you took a picture with him. You got to take a
Mhm.
picture with Baker Mayfield. So you got to see a couple of celebrities, but talking, texting back and forth, you said, man, it's weird because they kind of look at you like a celebrity. So let's talk about that for a second. You've got a new job, pretty exciting. You're
Right.
moving. So give everybody a little insight to that. What is going on in the life of Jaden Knowles post OU playing?
Yeah. So after that last game against Florida State, life started happening fast. I was still trying to decide if I was coming back for my last season or not. Um, that was probably the toughest decision because I've been playing football my entire life. But it was just the best, for me with my body the way it was, to go ahead and pursue my career, honestly, with meteorology. And so at that time, I had a lot of job offers, but I wanted to, clean up some things for on camera, presentation, learning how to communicate properly to the viewers about severe weather and things of that nature. So that's the reason I took the internship in Lawton, Oklahoma at KSWO. And so that internship was really well. I learned a lot. I got more comfortable in front of the camera. And that's when another job opportunity came that was really great, and that's in Wichita Falls, News Channel 6. And so I just had my first day on Monday, and it's a lot of learning. I'm learning so much, trying to learn that climate, trying to learn the different weather patterns that Wichita Falls will see. Um, it's helpful that I have my internship in Watson though, because that's Texoma. I'm still in Texoma, so we still get the same kind of weather pattern. It might be different just here and there a little bit like that, but that's all that I've been doing is just getting accustomed to Wichita Falls. I'm still currently moving. Right now, I'm staying in Lawton. My apartment isn't going to be ready till May 18th. And so, I'm commuting back and forth, which is like a 45-minute drive, but it's okay. I'm supposed to be on air starting tomorrow, working the morning shift. So I got to be there at 3 a.m., get off at 12:30. You know, uh, I'll be all right though. I got the weekends off. I said, yeah, tell me where to sign. I got the weekends off. I'll be fine. So I'm just looking forward to getting started, as I already have been, just getting forward to being on air and learning, continuing to learn more and to help the people in Wichita Falls.
Yeah, no. So you're, so yeah. I mean, you're going to be able to attend OU games on Saturdays. You're going to be able to drive up to Norman and you're going to get to experience football games on Saturdays as a fan, not a player. Let me tell you.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've ever done it. It's an experience. I've never been on the field as a player, but I'm just saying, being in the
Man,
stands as a fan, it gets loud.
I know it. I remember when I was still playing at SWASU, I stuck on. Well, I didn't sneak on. I went with one of my friends to an OU game, and we sat in the student section. We was like, "Man, this is crazy! I can't wait to come here." So I can't wait for those Saturdays to come, especially those bigger games. Every game is big. I know that from being a former player, but seeing going to the Cotton Bowl and Red River Showdown, that's going to be great. Bedlam again, maybe the last time ever. So hopefully I can make it to those games.
Yes, yeah, those Bedlam's going to be a hot one this year. So, kind of going back to the spring game a little bit. Jackson Arnold, first time on the field, the five-star quarterback, the one everybody's all excited about. You actually got to live a very similar situation as a player at the University of Oklahoma with Caleb Williams and Spencer Rattler. Caleb Williams, a really hyped five-star quarterback coming into the University of Oklahoma. The fans actually chant for Caleb over Spencer at certain points through the season, where ultimately Spencer ended up getting benched for Caleb Williams. What would you say to the fans about Jackson Arnold? Do the fans need to kind of calm down a little bit on their expectations and let Arnold be redshirted so that he can have that experience? Or are you kind of with the fans of, hey, start the best guy right away?
Man, honestly, just from being a player within those locker rooms and being a player going through the Caleb Williams, Spencer Rattler thing, um, the coaches are going to make the correct decision on who to start, without a doubt. What DeMarco Murray tells me, told me, my old coach, each week, each day, you're competing for a starting spot. Nobody has a spot that's locked in. So I know what the media can put out there and say, "Oh, this is your starter," and all that. But we're competing out there in practice, and that's what makes the team better. So you have a guy like Jackson. I've never seen him play up close or nothing like that, just because I'm not on the team no more. So I have no say so. But just from past experiences with those type of quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks, um, that's good to have a guy like that come in, because that's going to push your starter. That's going to push your starter to play even better and to even practice harder. And so at the end of the day, I know those coaches are going to make the right decision on whoever play out there. That's whoever's producing the most in practice and being the most consistent. So that's what a lot of times the fans don't really realize. They see all the hype in the media saying, "Oh, this 5-star. This guy's supposed to, why isn't he playing? Why isn't he doing that?" You got to go turn that film on, because that's where the real work is put, when those lights are off and you're out there in the dark practicing. And so I know for a fact that the coaches are going to make the right decision on whoever to play, and that kid is going to earn it. So
Okay. I like it. I like it. I'm not going to lie, I've been one of those guys that have said fans need to calm down. We need to let Jackson Arnold get some experience, be in the weight room, Schmitty, because I think that's important as a guy coming from high school to college to be in a weight room for at least a year to be able to build on that weight. But from your perspective, like it was so weird watching the Spencer and Caleb thing unfold in real time the way it did. It just didn't look good because the fans are calling for Caleb, and eventually it happens. But I mean, how did the locker room embrace both quarterbacks when something like that happened?
at the end of the day, that's family. You know, you're going to defend your family no matter what. And so both of those guys are family, they're brothers, and they had a great relationship. And of course, hearing your own fan base, kind of going against you like that, it wears and tears on the person. But at the end of the day, when we come into the locker room, it's a brotherhood. Like what Coach Venable said on Saturday, this is a brotherhood. The OU bond is a brotherhood. And that's what we did during that time. We just rallied around both of them, going up to them and saying, "Hey, man, like just continue working hard." That's how you quiet people, is just continue to work hard. And that's what both of those guys did. And so we were fine in that atmosphere. It's just I feel like as a fan base, we just got to be better. We know in sports, everybody gets heated and everything in that situation, but at the end of the day, um, we come together. That's the main thing, coming together as a fan base, as a team. We're all stand by one by one each other, because we're always trying to get the ultimate goal, the W. So I feel like we did a great job in that situation back then. We just all came together in the locker room and continue to work, keep our heads down and work hard. And you see what type of season we had.
Yeah. Now you mentioned another talented 5-star that actually joined the team this year in Peyton Bowen, and there was a lot of hype around that interception that he had. But I mean, were there any other players that kind of really just stuck out to you during the spring game that you thought, oh, that kid's going to be special. That kid's going to do great things at the University of Oklahoma?
Um, I want to say in the running back room, when the young guy, because he wasn't, I don't think he was with us in the bowl game, so I might miss his name. I know it's number 7. What's his last name? There's a running
So
back number
they're
7.
number 7. So there's Dalen Smothers, Caleb Hicks,
I
and
think
Mecca
it might
Beckwith.
have been Smothers.
Okay.
Smothers.
Okay.
I just feel like the way he was running, and even Hicks, because Hicks was with us in the Cheetah Bowl. Um, I feel like those two under Coach Murray, they're gonna evolve, quickly. They're gonna be some monsters, man. And I knew that Smothers was something else because he got on DeMarco's number. Like I haven't
I
seen
didn't
that
even
in a
think about
while.
that.
He's wearing Coach Murray's number, man, and I know Coach Murray had to, pass off on that, because that's how Coach Murray is. He's a fun guy, but I think that young running back class, they're going to do something great, especially if they just buy into what Coach Murray is saying, because what he says is really correct, and it will help you on the field and off.
Okay. Yeah, Dalen Smothers. We're actually going to be having him on the podcast soon. Actually, we've been kind of going back and forth getting something set up, so that's another something for fans to look forward to. But yeah, the future is bright. Caleb Hicks, Dalen Smothers, along with Javante Barnes, Gavin
Yeah,
Sawchuk.
Javante and Gavin and Tawee, they going
Oh,
to do their thing.
hey, people are actually
Tawee
jumping
going,
on the
yeah,
Tawee train.
Tawee.
People are jumping on the Tawee train now.
Oh man,
He's going
man,
to
I'm
be a
trying to
dude.
tell you, yeah, Tawee's always been like that, man. Me and him real close. He's always gonna tote it through the trenches and gonna make the other opponent feel him. So that's what you want from a running back.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's got that power. He's got the ability to just pound the ball, but he's also not slow. Like he's
Oh yeah,
got
not at all.
he's got a little bit of speed to him for a guy that can be a power run back.
Right. And whenever you see him again or talk to him, just tell him, he's never faster than Jaden Knowles. So say that. I need
He's
one
never
knee, I'll
faster than
beat
Jaden
him.
Knowles.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll cut this clip out and we'll just put it on social media, and maybe you guys will have to get on the field and have a little race, kind of like what they were doing on social media the other day with the coaches.
I got you.
But yeah, so I mean, in terms of the defensive side of the ball, was there anybody outside of Peyton Bowen that stuck out to you? I know a lot of people talked about Josiah Wagner, one of the cornerbacks, one of the true freshman cornerbacks. There's a lot of people really trying to buy that stock in him. You got PJ Adebayor, the 5-star defensive end, who, I mean, is just so tall and so lengthy. But you've got a bunch of those transfers. I don't know if you've had a chance to meet any of them yet, but was there anybody on the defense outside of Peyton Bowen that stuck out to you?
I want to say Danny Stutzman and Jaron Kennett. And even McKenzie, Kobe McKenzie, uh, that linebacker core, man, that's the heartbeat of the defense. And they was ready to play. They were making a lot of plays. And even that D line, man, they were they were making it rain, like Weatherman J style. They were making it rain. I just love the way the physical and the aggression that the defense had. That suffocating defense that Coach Venables talked about when he first got here. So it's really everybody on the defense, man. But like for sure, the linebacker core, they look really good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think the defense, and I don't know if you agree with this, being a former player from last year, but the defense just looks faster. They look like they know what they're doing. They don't look. I
Hmm.
felt like last year at some points, which you totally expect this, but they looked a little lost. Which I mean, like I said, you expect that when learn with a new defense and everything in front of you. They just looked a million times better. Just and like I said,
Right.
I think it all
Yeah.
comes down to just them being faster, which comes to them knowing the defense and knowing where to be and being able to communicate with each other. So I think Oklahoma fans will definitely have something to look forward to going into the fall, especially with this
Oh
defense.
yeah. Yeah. 100%. I agree. I mean, defense really stood out to me this spring. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, before I guess we wrap up our spring game talk. Is there anything else from the spring game that I guess really stood out to you that Oklahoma Sooner fans should be excited for going into next season?
Try to think. Just the fans. It was so good to see the fans again, man. They always gonna bring that passion and energy, and never forget that. Never leave that at home. Pack that into the away games. So that's what I'm looking
50,
forward to.
52,000 fans, even when it wasn't warm outside. So I
That's what I'm
think OU is
saying.
going to be in good hands with the fans.
Right, right. I think so too.
And the fans are going to have to show up when we go to the SEC because you're going to have 86, 90,000 strong every single week when you've got LSU and Alabama and Georgia and all those teams rolling in here. Unfortunately, it's going to suck that you're not going to be on the team to play those SEC opponents. Like, you're going to miss out on going to, the Swamp or going to Bryant Denny Stadium or Death Valley, which I hear is just absolutely insane.
Yeah. I mean, I can live through it through my old teammates or my current teammates that's there right there, but I'll be working and maybe I can go fly out there. So I'll experience it somehow.
Yeah, so I mean, as a former player, I mean, I know it's only been a couple months as a former player, but I mean, what kind of emphasis has Brent Venables put on you guys since you have left the program to return and to be a part of the program as a former player?
I mean, it's a big emphasis. Like I said, like what he quoting what he said Saturday at the game. That this is a brotherhood, and ever since him and the staff came in, they made a big emphasis on that. As seeing being a current player at the time, seeing all those alumni come back was crazy, man. Like it was literally everybody that played. They were there on the field, and they was there around the field watching us play live. And that's continued throughout this year, and just showing that this is really family. We don't just say that. This is really family. If you need something, you reach out to one of your OU brothers. You know they got your back. Say you stranded somewhere in California or something, your car breaks down. I'm quite sure there's some teammates out there that you play with that's out there in California. You can call them on the phone, and just because you have that OU alumni on your back, OU brotherhood on your back, they're gonna help you out. And I believe that, truly, that everybody's there as family, and that's what the coaching staff have made it seem.
Okay. Okay. I like to hear that. The alumni feels a little different now with Brent Venables back at the helm or back with the Sooners than what it was with Riley. I mean, and I know you have still a relationship with Lincoln Riley, but correct me if I'm wrong. It does not feel like he allowed the alumni to be around 24/7, like Brent Venables is allowing you all to just show up and things like that. So it feels a little different now that the alumni are able to just be back around the program whenever they want.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a great thing to have, especially now, so.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all we had today. Want to talk about the spring game? Get your instant reaction to it. Or I wouldn't say instant because we are a couple days away from the spring game actually happen.
Right.
But, you know, I guess where can everybody find you? Where can people watch you as you go to, I guess, start your career as
Hmm.
Weatherman J officially?
Let me pull up my Facebook, 'cause I feel like an old person pulling up this Facebook. I don't use it too much. Um, my Facebook at username is at Jaden Knowles WX. That's my Facebook, and then my Instagram is j.knowles12, and my Twitter is Jaden Knowles with the number two. So you can find that out there because with this job, I had to post a lot of app updates and social media updates about the incoming weather that you may see. And, I'll throw in some Norman weather in there as well so you can stay informed. So just, follow me on those different platforms and, reach out. I love hearing back from OU fans. That was definitely a big part of my life. That I wouldn't be able to be here where I am today without Oklahoma, so.
Oh, and the Norman weather has been absolutely crazy. So I guess we got all this rain coming in. Should we expect any more tornadoes in the coming week or 2 weeks here in the Oklahoma area?
I believe there is a what's it called? Ridge, an upper ridge coming through. So with that, it's just get warmer temperatures. Um, but I think we're going to be cooler next week anyway. So I don't think there's going to be any severe weather coming. I got to double check with the radars and things of that nature. But
Hey,
I
you've been
don't
out
think.
storm chasing, so you've been putting yourself right in front of the danger with those tornadoes.
I tell you one thing, I didn't do it on purpose. I was just trying to move my stuff from Wichita Falls or from Norman to Wichita Falls, and I just got caught up in it. But I said I might as well go ahead and storm chase from a safe distance. Let me drive down further.
Hey, I guess next time you'll have to bring some of your former guys with you, Eric Gray or somebody like that, and take them storm chasing with you and give them the thrill of a storm chasing.
Man, that will be a viral video if I took one of my old teammates storm chasing. That's a great idea, man. I'm telling you, it's worse than a roller coaster reaction. Yeah, that's nerve wracking, and I don't like roller coasters, but that storm
What?
chase.
What? You don't
Yeah,
like roller coasters? Come on.
man. Let me tell you, Universal Studios when we went, that was terrible. They made me ride all these rides. My teammates, yeah, I'm scared of heights, but
Okay.
yeah, I'll go right at a tornado. It's fine.
Listen, I don't like heights either, but something about the adrenaline rush of just getting on a little cart that's moving 60 miles an hour, and I don't know. I love it.
It's
I,
just
I
something
love the
about an
thrill of it.
adrenaline rush with a storm system moving 100 miles per hour and you're on the ground. That just gets you going.
Oh yes, oh yes. Well, hey Jaden, we appreciate you coming on, talking about the spring game, giving us a little insight into what a former player thinks about the spring. And listen, we're definitely going to have you on for pre-fall ball. And listen, we might even try to get you on during the football season to talk about Oklahoma football because it's going to be an interesting season. Football fans are excited. Gosh, I can't believe we're almost at the summer, which puts us almost at like 3 or 4 months away from August
Hmm.
football. So getting excited, getting excited. But listen, appreciate you coming on. We will definitely be watching you and watching your career progress as you go to be a weatherman. But is there anything else you want to say before we go ahead and let the fans go?
Just love all y'all. Stay in touch. Hopefully, I'll be on the TV near you.
All right. Now we got the